You're not ready to make your life better. No, seriously. Are you? Because I think you already know the answer, and that's why you're here. You're not actually looking for another YouTube video about habits or discipline or whatever. You're looking for someone to tell you that you don't have to start yet, that it's okay to wait a little longer, until you have more time, more money, more clarity, more something. And look, man, I get it. The bar you've set in your head for making your life better, it's massive. It's this whole transformation, this complete reinvention. New sleep schedule, new workout routine, new diet, new mindset, new social circles. It feels like you have to rebuild yourself from the ground up before you're even allowed to take the first step. And because that's overwhelming, you don't take any steps at all. You're waiting for readiness that will never come. I used to do this thing where I'd sit in my room on a Sunday night and I'd tell myself, okay, Monday's the day. Monday, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. Monday, I'm gonna read 3 books. Monday, I'm gonna meditate. Monday, I'm gonna be a completely different person. And then Monday would come and I'd feel off. I wouldn't feel ready. The environment wasn't perfect. My headspace wasn't right. I didn't have the right music playlist. So I'd push it to next Monday, and the next one, and the next one. And here's the thing, I'm still waiting, but not in the way I used to be. The gap between who you are right now and who you need to be to make your life better, that gap is real, and it's massive, and you know it. That's not delusion, that's clarity. You can feel the difference between your life today and what it could be. You feel it in your chest, that little gnawing anxiety every time you think about the future. You know you're not where you're supposed to be. You know you're capable of more. So why are you frozen? Because you're waiting for permission. You're waiting for the moment when you feel ready, when everything aligns, when you have enough willpower stored up like it's a battery you can charge. When the conditions are perfect. When your room is clean. When you've read all the self-help books. When you understand the system completely. You're confusing readiness with guarantee. You think readiness means you've already won. You think it means when you start, success is assured. That's why you're not ready. You'll never feel ready because ready doesn't actually exist. Ready is a lie we tell ourselves when we're trying not to fail. Ready is just not wanting to risk looking stupid. Ready is safety dressed up as preparation. The people who are actually building their lives, they're not ready either. They're terrified. They're confused. They're doing things they don't know how to do yet. And they're doing them anyway. You know the worst part? You're waiting for readiness while your life is literally happening right now. Your body's aging. Your habits are calcifying. The gap between who you are and who you could be, it's not staying the same. It's getting bigger. Every day you wait for readiness, you're actually getting less ready. You're getting softer, more afraid, more convinced that this isn't for you. That you've already disqualified yourself. Here's what you're actually saying when you say, I'm not ready to make my life better. You're saying, I want a guarantee before I risk anything. You're saying, I want to know I'll succeed before I even try. You're saying, I want to feel confident before I do the thing that will actually build my confidence. You're saying, I want to be transformed before I do the transforming work. It's circular. It's impossible. And some part of you already knows that. So let me say something that might sound harsh, but it's actually the most compassionate thing I can tell you right now. You're not waiting for readiness. You're in. You don't need to understand more or prepare more or wait for the perfect moment. You're just afraid, not of failure. That's not it. You're afraid of mediocrity. You're afraid that if you actually try, genuinely commit to something small and unglamorous, you might succeed. And it might be normal, boring, unremarkable. You're afraid that your life might not be some epic story, that it might just be a life, quiet, gradual, unsexy. You wanted to change the world while you were safe in your room. Now you're terrified that if you step out of your room, people will see that you're just a person. And that's unacceptable to you somehow. But here's the thing that nobody tells you about making your life better. You don't start because you're ready. You start because you're done waiting. You start because the cost of staying the same is finally higher than the cost of looking foolish. You start before you're ready. That's the whole game. I'm not telling you to wake up tomorrow as a completely transformed human being. I'm not telling you that you need to have it all figured out. I'm telling you that readiness is a myth, and the sooner you stop chasing it, the sooner you can actually move. Tomorrow morning, do one thing, not 10 things, not a complete life overhaul. One thing, one small, mundane, unmarked thing that the old version of you wouldn't have done. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's drinking water before coffee. Maybe it's turning off your phone for an hour. Maybe it's reading one page. Maybe it's writing one sentence. Nothing big. Nothing that will change your life in the span of a day. But do it while you're not ready. Do it while you're confused. Do it while you're afraid. Do it precisely because you don't feel like you have permission yet. Because that's when you'll actually learn something. That's when you'll realize that readiness was never the thing stopping you. You were. And I promise you, the moment you do something while you're completely unprepared, the world doesn't end. Nobody laughs. You don't implode. You do the thing. And then the next day you do it again. And slowly, quietly, so quietly you almost don't notice it, you start changing. But not because you became ready, because you got tired of waiting.